You mentioning that you had to be a translator when the Japanese occupied
Yes,
Philippines.
I speak good Japanese. When
Okay,
I was in school, we speak Japanese language in school. We even sing Japanese songs.
I see.
But I was good. And then one day, one morning, we woke up and about 3,000 Japanese were in our land. So Tatai said, talk to these people, and if they want something, he said, just give them like eggs, chickens, pigs, or whatever.
Okay.
So they came to our house, and one 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 two guys came to our house. They said they want eggs and chickens. I said, okay, get what you want. So they had this container, and they put the chickens and the eggs in there. But then by the well, because we have our own well,
Yeah.
nobody can go in there. He wants to take a bath, and he needs a towel, and he needs a pail. So since
Okay.
I can understand what he's talking about, I went upstairs and I said, wait. I said, I'll go get it upstairs. I give him towel and all of that. And then he took a shower. He took a bath with the boys. I went up. Then he came knocking at the door, and he said, what's your name? I said, Rose. He said, Rose, give me a pencil and a paper, he said. I said, so I gave him a pencil and a paper. I was shaking. I'm scared.
Of course.
He wrote down, he said, anybody that bothers you, he said, he's one of the guy. I think he's whatever. I don't know those ranks. So anyway, you shoot this letter, he said to me. I said, okay. So I read the letter, and he's telling that this shouldn't bother me. So anyway, I was talking to him in Japanese, and he said, you know what? He said, my daughter is like you. I have a daughter in Japan, he said, and she's like you. She can also sing Japanese song, and I was singing,
Mhm.
and so he said, okay. So he gave me the letter. As soon as he left, those two guys with who wants chickens and eggs came back. I showed them the letter, and you know what they did?
What?
They returned the eggs and they returned the chicken.
I see. It
So
was.
they said, how do you know this guy? I said, no, I don't know him. I said, but he needs pail and he needs towel, and I give to him, and I showed him how to get water in the well, and he did it, and he told me to go upstairs. Then he took a shower, and then when he finished, he came up, and he wants a paper and a pencil, and he wrote this down. And then they said, okay. So they let go all the chicken that they have put in the container, and they gave me back all the eggs.
That was a
So
good thing.
that was it. And then the third day, they all left. Where they went, we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's during the war. You hear so many stories. Where do you hear them from? Your mom or
I
mama?
used to when I was growing a couple of years ago, I was very curious. So I used to ask you these things when I was younger. But now as a
Wow.
time now that I'm older, right? Now that I'm grown up, I want to know even more, you know?
Mm.
Especially considering like ever since I lost my grandma, it's like there were a lot of things that I wish that I could have asked, but she couldn't remember because she had a lot of mental conditions in her old age, so I couldn't ask her because she wouldn't remember. So, but there was a lot of history, a lot of family, because
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Yeah.
know more about my family, where I came from, my roots. You know, it's like a
Oh,
tree, right? But where is a
yeah.
tree without its roots?
Yes.
It cannot thrive. You know, a tree has
I
to have
tell.
roots in order to thrive. You know.
Yeah. I tell many stories. How I grew up. How my grandparents teach me this and that. And I used to be very envious to my cousins because when grandpa gets mad at them, they have a place to go. Then they come to our house, and then they stay there for a while. But then when Tata gets angry with them because they do things in the wrong way, they quit. They go to their mother and dad. And so I am left. I said, I wish I have a mom and a dad because, I can also go places. I
Yes.
never did, so that's what happened with me. I was always very, very envious with my cousins because they have parents. Then one day, my cousins ran away from the parents, and the parents came to me, and we live in Manila, and they live in Pangasinan. We don't have telephones over there at that time during after the Japanese time. And you know what my uncle told me? He said, I come to you because you are more, what did he say? You are more, not knowledgeable, but he used a word, responsible than my kids, he said. So you should know where they are. Uncle, you live in Pangasinan, I live here. I don't know what they're doing there. We don't have telephones. But then that's what my uncle said. I was very impressed when he said that I am more responsible than his kids, which
Yes.
they are older than me. Maybe more responsible because I don't have parents to go to. I don't, and I have to live with my grandparents. And they're always telling me what this, what that. And when I was a little girl, I thought they were always angry with me. But now that I'm older, the things that they tell me benefits me
Definitely.
a lot,
That's one of
a
the
lot.
things that I learned a lot in recent years. And
Yeah.
also, like, you learn from people's mistakes. You learn from the
Yes.
history,
Hmm.
not just
That's
your
what
own, but others.
and
You grow.
that's what, yeah, that's what I do. When I was a little girl, all the neighbors, they all care for me. They know I'm orphaned, and they know that. But when they are trying to give me an advice, I listen.
That's
I don't
good.
argue with them. I don't say that's a joke or whatever. I just listen. And then now that I'm older, during my life getting older, I realized that all the things that Nanay and Tatay told me when I was younger are something that other people experience.
Yes,
And I learned from that.
that's good.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
I try to
So,
do. I try to learn.
yeah, learn. You just listen. You just listen to. What I do is I just listen to people. Okay, like the other day. Okay. Uncle Eugene's sister-in-law passed away. She has COVID. And the husband is also like Grandpa Eugene, that they have military privileges.
Yes,
He didn't know, and they thought they're gonna spend a lot of money. I heard this from somebody else. Said to me one day that was telling story one day that she didn't spend any penny, and even what she spent, they refunded her
I
by the
see.
by the Navy because her husband was military. So
Compensation, yeah.
I said, did you hear about that? I told them it could save you a lot of money because just the lot alone is $25,000. That's a lot of money. So he listened. I said, this is what I heard from somebody else. You try and see if it's true. At the TRICARE for Life for military, they will give you free lot for you and your wife. And they also will bring the body to the burial. It's free. Everything is free. You won't spend anything. So you know what? That's what I heard from somebody else that experienced it. I don't know how true it is, but try. So he did try, and he said, "You're right. They give them lot, free everything. That could save them a lot of money." See, so sometimes it's good to listen on people's experience
Yes,
or on
definitely.
people who's talking. Just listen. It won't hurt to listen.
Of course. That's how people learn. That's how people grow.
Yeah, that's how you learn, and that's how I grew up. So when a lot of things that I have heard and use it in my life, some people think I was too old fashioned. Oh, that's old fashioned way. Oh, you're too old or this and that. Well, I said, okay, I just shrugged my shoulder and I said, well, it benefits me,
Yeah.
so I don't care what they say, but those are the things that I heard. One day, okay, my grandfather told me, when you want to take a shower, go by the well. Don't go to the river. Well, I want to catch a small fish to put it in a cup so that I can play with them.
Yes. So what happened?
I disobeyed that order. I went to the river to catch the fish. All of a sudden, Japanese were coming.
I
Usually
see.
at that time, they rape girls.
Yes, I know that.
I heard them talking. I dived the river until the other end of the river. I didn't breathe. And then I ran to my grandmother's house, other grandmother. And they shoot at me once, but they realized probably that I am just a little girl, and they left me alone. And I went to my grandmother's house. And that's it. But the neighbors were all looking for me. They thought I was drowned.
Yeah, I would be scared too because
Yeah.
I studied the war and I know about the horrible things that they used to do. I would be terrified. That's like a fear of mine. Is
Yeah,
that happening to a family member or somebody I care about?
that's so many things they used to do.
Yes.
But, my grandfather, so protect all of his family very well.
What was it like living in like you told me that great grandpa set up a cave. What
Yes,
was that like?
we have a cave that we can cook inside.
Tell me about it.
It's just where we can sit down while the Japanese are coming. You
Hmm.
know, they are coming maybe from, because we have 3 acres of land, square. And so
Yes.
they can pass up down by the street, or they can pass by downstairs by the river. They can come up to our house.
Yes.
So that's how it is. So you can hear somebody talking, and it sounds Japanese. You run to the cave and hide.
I see.
Grandpa hide us. Yeah. Then if they can see nobody's there, then they go away, and then they leave again. They go to another place. So and everybody goes in the cave because we were told to have a cave, and that's where we are.
What was your? I remember you told me. Not. This is one of the stories that you didn't tell me, but when you were having kids, right? Like for example, Uncle Phil and Uncle Francis. What was it like? How did you raise them? Like you were young, so what was it like raising them as a mother? What was parenting like? What was it like being a parent, especially back then in those times? Because I know that methods of parenting are completely different than they are now. So, what was
What
it like?
happened is that I have my Uncle Felici in your grandfather's place. We have doctors that come in the house.
Yes.
And, I sit there, and as I said, if they tell me something, I learn from them. This is what you do, this is what you do. The doctor said, this is what you do, this is what you do.
Yes.
So that's how I learn. And then, of course, Grandpa is much older than I am, but Grandpa Igas, and he knows a lot of things, how to take care of kids, so we help each other. And we also have maid.
True.
We have somebody to help us in the house who knows much more than I do. I have my aunt, I even have my own sister, and we still have a maid to come. And so Grandpa provided all of that for me. When I just have a baby, he will hire somebody that will stay with us for a while. So I don't have to cook and clean, and I don't have to talk to anybody. They know their own job.
Yes.
Yeah, so
What
that
about when
is
you
what
came to
I'm
the
telling you.
United States? Because I remember when you came to the United States on the boat, you were alone, right? So how did
Yeah.
you what was it like? It's because I know you had to work. I remember you worked as a typewriter, right? Something
Work
along
as a what?
like you were a typewriter, right? You worked typing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. At the beginning, when I first came into the century, I formed the insurance. Uh, I went as a typist because that was the opening.
I see.
Then I got promoted. I went to accounting, and then I became auditor.
But what was it like as a parent? Like, how did you get them to school? How did you make sure there was food on the table? And were you living by yourself, or what? Like, what was the situation?
By myself. Oh, I was married to your Grandpa Acres.
Oh, oh
I
yeah,
did.
because you worked in America originally. What was?
Downtown Cisco.
I see.
That's where I work. Uh, but I work with a brother as a Jehovah's Witness. He works in the theater, and he wants me to work for him for 2 hours, which is $97 an hour.
$97 an hour. That's good. That's very high.
Okay, your mother wants to go home.
Oh,
She
okay.
started listening to my jokes. Everybody, I mean jokes. Yeah. No, it's too long. He's asking so many questions. Okay, anyway. No, 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 no. He's
Okay.
asking a lot of questions. Did you hear that? That's
Yeah.
your cousin Eugene. Alex, he just came home from work.
Tell Auntie Alex I said hello. Hi, Auntie.
Mm-hmm. He's not a baby. He's a young man. Oh,
Great grandma, do you know how old I am now?
How old?
Try to guess.
10? I mean 20?
How old do I
18?
sound by my voice?
18 or 17?
18.
You didn't,
18
you
is.
didn't graduate high school yet.
I
Yeah.
am gonna graduate this year.
Oh, good. Very good. Okay. All right. Okay, your mommy wants to go home.
Okay.
You have heard a lot of stories of Grandma Rose,
Yes.
and you come here.
One day.
That's my life. Okay.
I'll see you again one day, great grandma.
Yeah, you come over here.
Okay, for sure.
Okay. I don't know how to turn it off.
Oh, it's okay. Love you, great grandma. I'll see you.
He wants to talk to you. Give it to mother. Okay. Hey, babe.
What's up, mom?
Get a lot of information.
Well, of course. I want to learn my family history while I still have it available to me. That's one of my regrets with my other grandma.
Your grandfather's crazy. He wants to know when he can see you.
Papa Dave?
Yeah.
I can tell. Every time I call, he always asks, "So you want to come home?"
Yeah, he's going crazy. When are we gonna get him? Fine, we'll just leave. Okay, whatever, dude.
What did he say?
Fine, we'll just leave. We'll just go now.
Soon.
Actually,
soon.
4th. I'm gonna have to. It has to be before the 4th
When?
because we have to get everything done before. So is your
About the 25th.
okay? Perfect. I'll pick you up on the 25th.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Okay. Love you, son.
You're going. See, you don't even want to talk to your own son. That's fucked up.
No, I'll call you back in the car if you want me to.
You don't want to talk to your son, right? That's fucked up. Okay.
I do. I gotta go. I gotta get in the car. We gotta go.
Well, I'll talk to you later then, okay, Mama?
Okay. Love you, Ben.
Love you too.